I'm from Texas, and I like barbecue with good wine, or maybe a beer occasionally. I don't drink much, but I drink more like wine. Used to drink scotch, and I can talk scotch and tell you some good ones. But I would say do not over imbibe. I do not advocate drinking to get drunk or to buzz your brain. Drink to enjoy it and then stop at the appropriate point.
That's the difference with wines. That's what you usually do with it. You know,
It's more when you're with family and friends and being together.
You know what I mean? People take shots, which I don't. But
No, I don't
wine
either.
is more of a social thing.
It's a conversational drink.
It's a conversation.
Because with some drinks you drink, you don't conversate.
Yeah, I would like to see a show called Shots and Cheese, and I'd like to see how sober they could be. I
Well,
doubt they
you
could do
know,
it.
I think somebody will come up with that show. You know,
Shots and Cheese?
yeah, you know who would do that show very well?
I don't know.
He was in this show, you know, and I think his dad would probably not like hear you saying it because he would do it. 2.5 Men suddenly comes to him,
Okay,
and there's a sheen to this.
Charlie Sheen.
Oh wow, Charlie! If you want,
One of my
we can
favorite
do a show
actors.
together and do Shots and Cheese, and we'll do the scotch.
I love it.
Charlie is a good guy too, and we appreciate you. And if you want to do Shots and Cheese, as long as it's dealing with good scotch, you, Charlie, and me,
I think Charlie would go for wine. I have a feeling the real Charlie Sheen likes wine over hard alcohol. That's just my personal opinion, based on nothing.
yeah, I understand that. But, you know, one thing I'm sure, he's gotten clean, and I appreciate that. You did a very good job back in that time. Your Berkeley days were kind of roughhousing, and I remember walking through your neighborhood and hearing the music. And I thought, wow, that guy's a party animal. And yeah, you were a beast. You were like the wolf of Berkeley.
You know, Sheen Sheen was very, very brave back in 2005 to
Oh, yeah.
2006. He was actually speaking out against September 11th. I mean, he was talking about
Because he's
all
like
the
me, he knows what happened,
Then
and he spoke the truth.
In 2008 or 2009, he
A man of
he had,
respectable dignity.
he had 20 questions for the president.
And I'm sure he answered all of none of them.
He answered none of them. But those things led to him having problems in the workplace, which we've all had.
Of course, the arms of Obama don't hug everybody.
The arms
and
of
nobody,
Obama are very long.
And he told Charlie, no, you can't.
But Charlie said, yes, I can. And Charlie
Charlie,
defied the odds. We're with you. Wine and cheese.
you have a sheen that's worth looking upon.
Absolutely.
A good sheen. Take care. And your dad. I observe and like him too. And you're great actors, and I appreciate all your movies.
And let's just say that his dad is going to be in the new Spider-Man movie coming out.
Congratulations, Mr. Sheen.
You deserve it.
You deserve it. Good job. And I like a lot of people in Hollywood. Even Clint Eastwood.
I like Clint Eastwood.
He was a good guy, didn't drink, doesn't smoke. A wise man, raised his family well.
Dirty Harry.
Yeah, but he's cleaner than dirty. And I appreciate you, sir. And I've met you, and I enjoyed the time. Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. We talked about submarines, and you came out with Firefox. Hey, that was my idea. You owe me. I thank you.
Thank you.
That's all. I'm not after your money. I don't care about your money. I care about you as a person. Hey, so be it.
That's what we do here on Wine and Cheese.
We're all about the people, and good people like Clint Eastwood, Charlie Sheen, you know, his children turned out pretty well because he raised them right. You know, I respect Clint Eastwood, and I respect Charlie Sheen and
there's a
his
lot
dad.
of great actors.
There's a lot of great people in the business that just do it right.
Now, there's a lot of bad people who might run the business.
Yeah, careful now. There's some people that run it due to the powers that be. No, they know about the business, but they run it according to wrong directions, maybe. which would be true.
Then they
Because
would know about
business is
If
business.
they knew about the business, they would run it according to
And-
the
and-
right direction.
Exactly. Now that I agree with. But as far as the business aspect, they can make a good movie and do it. But to make a real movie, now where's the difference?
Real
A real movie is talking about the reality of life.
Yeah, like,
and they've made real movies, but with the wrong angle.
I would like to see a real movie about September
what?
11th. That's what I'd like to see. Not
Remember
not,
who owns Hollywood.
not this World Trade Center movie or this.
Hey Charlie, we need to
Flight
talk about
93
that
movie.
one.
Charlie Sheen
So
was
we'll
all about
invite you
that.
down to do Heart Talk, and you can speak out. I know you get a lot of airing there.
These guys in Hollywood,
hey,
they know.
we'll do it.
They're probably more up on this stuff than we are because they get some inside
Well, maybe
information.
more up
from
than a
inside
few,
people.
but me, I'm an insider.
They
Let me
would-
say
they
it
would
now.
get
I was
more-
in the military, and I had the inside.
But I'm talking about as far as the whole entertainment business.
Oh,
These
that,
guys
of
are on the
course. Oh,
inside,
yes, of course.
These guys
They know where their power comes from.
They know who Lady Gaga really is. They
Oh,
know
yeah.
who Madonna really is. They know what is real and what is not. And hopefully they can help us get the information out there while drinking wine and cheese. Don't drink cheese. Drink the wine.
Well, if you get it hot enough, but I wouldn't recommend it.
I wouldn't want to.
No. Cheese you can drink. I tried it once when I was a kid. It melted, I put it in, it came out.
I guess that's drinking. I guess so.
Yeah, it was liquid, but it wasn't cool. It was really hot.
There's
Which
a lot of
in
things
today's, it can be cool, you can be hot, but when it's your cheese, not.
You know what
Not
else
when you do
isn't
that way.
isn't cool? A global government. That's not
But
cool.
that's going to happen anyway. We know it.
But it's not cool.
No, it isn't.
And it's not good.
But the thing is, it's just preparing for the real government that's coming.
Well, it is.
They're the pretense. They're the pretend government. It's called the New World Order. But I'm talking about the true world order. And it will come and displace them like a gnat. See, they're a gnat. They may have power, but it's the power of a gnat. A gnat is irritating. The New World Order will be very irritating. You will be. Come on, admit it. You know you're planning it. Duh. Don't think we don't see you. We see you before you get here. But the thing is, at least some of us, some people, well, as you know, duh, did they ever even grow up? But some people that pay attention and have the money to do so mentally will be able to see this. And I saw it a long time ago. And I had a mother that had an IQ that was tested at 200. Why didn't you hear about her? Because she didn't give a about anything except, and that's, don't let children see that, because that's not a thing to, well, never mind. It's not a child program now. But the thing
All of
is,
a sudden, no, it's not a child program because they shouldn't be seeing us.
it's reality, and it's dealing with subjects that is better left to mom and dad explaining in an appropriate atmosphere. Let me tell children now, if you're seeing this, one of the things I want you to do is talk to your mother and dad about truth. What is truth? Where do you find truth? And why is it so important to be for it?
And respect your elders.
And your mother and dad always. Because how you love your
And
mother
their
and dad,
parents.
ah,
And their parents.
that's right. And how you love and respect your mother and dad, your family, friends, and neighbors shows what kind of person you are and will be.
Treat them the way you would like to be treated.
And if you have a capable mind, use it to do good
Please.
and work at learning your math, as my son has just recently learned about getting his math. And the teacher said, what's the problem? If you would have done this. He says, in 6 months, this kid's going to be doing calculus. I'm going, what? My son? That said, I don't like math. I don't do math. Now he's saying, I like this. I want to go for a doctorate.
It's not easy. If you have some math skills, use them to your advantage. Use them for good.
Apply them to 911.
If you know math, you know, you can get far in this country, even just in a secular point of view. You can get very, very far. But if you know math, God has given you something. He's given you some type of gift. Use that gift.
And don't
because
let
there's
people
a reason for it.
nag you or make fun of you because you're a nerd or whatever it is they're going to say.
There's no such thing.
Because you got a gift that's better than
Those
theirs.
are just labels.
That's
Those are just
right.
labels that kids.
That kids that feel inferior because you got a gift.
That's right.
That's what it is. And they want to make you feel bad so that they want to limit you. Are you wanting to be limited? Strive for excellence, and you'll be fine.
That's right. You will.
Don't listen to the naysayers or the big buff jocks that can run 50 yards in 4.4 or 100 yards in 4.4. Whoa, that would be fast.
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Know your strengths and know your weaknesses, and thrive on your strengths.
And find good friends that believe in you. That's the most important thing. Because you can have all the good stuff, but if you hang around people that always knock you down, you don't have any friends. You just have people you like hanging with because you want to impress them or you want to be like them.
You will see it.
Be real and be with people who really like you. Come on, get real.
Just, it's a filter, and the more that you hang around these people,
Listen to your parents. They'll tell you who really care and who are good for you.
Hopefully.
Well, if they're good parents.
Hopefully.
I know there are parents out there that really do a bad job, and some that you should just actually get away from.
No, but every parent has their faults. Every parent has their.
But there are some that are abusive that need to be dealt with, and that the children need to get away from. And for you who are in those situations, we pray that you can talk to a competent authority.
You know, my mom has helped out a lot of trouble you in that spot.
Go to somebody you respect and trust, and that you know won't hurt you. That's important.
Right. But always try to make it right. You know, figure out what the problem is with your parents. If you can reconcile those problems, do it. If your parents are troublesome, if they're abusive, there's always places you can go.
And there's always reasons that they may have been hurt in their past. Try to have compassion.
It's hard. It's hard.
Very hard. I know. I've been there.
For us to say.
I've been there though.
Because we're not in your shoes, but you can get out of that spot that you're in. You don't have to live in hell.
And
you
I
don't have to live in these
I have two
troubles.
people that I talked
There is
about
a way
at Wine
out.
and Cheese. The couple that I told about.
Yeah.
I won't say the names because it's not appropriate.
Yeah.
But at my local fellowship, too, I would love to get them on the program and talk about how they came out of lives that should have led to drugs.
Maybe we could just get them to be a guest on our show.
Well, I'll ask them and see about this couple. It's the pastor's daughter and his husband.
And
we'll have to go to Hercules, and we can go to a great little restaurant I know.
That's great. And all they have to do is just to be willing to talk. Yeah. They don't even have to.
And they'll be willing to share their testimony. And I would love to have them.
They don't even have to have their faces in there if they don't want to.
Okay, so you know who you are, and if you're seeing this, you know who you are. Then you know who you are. You can be on here and share to reach out to people in need like yourselves. And we're willing to put you up front and say, we love you and we want you to do this. And you have two great kids too. I love them too. I love you both too. And he will too, I know. Just naturally. And you can meet his great wife. I've known her since she was a little, well, even probably younger than 16 and seen her. But I didn't know her until she was 16. Probably saw her when she was just a wee toddler. Now she's a grown woman with a great husband that I've met. And I'm doing something now that I never thought I'd be doing with her husband and being so closely tied to it. I thought I would know that she got married, moved away, and lives in the big house in wherever. But it turned out we've become great friends. And I support him 100%, he and his wife. And we don't mention names here because safety, security, and life and love. But they're great people, and I am privileged to know them and their grandparents and parents and his mom and dad, who are great people. And it shows. And I'm thankful to be part of this because it's part of who I am. And this is Wine and Cheese, and we've gone through some real subjects here. But it's good stuff, and we want it to be good. If you find something offensive, now, as long as you're respectful, you can send us that information and we'll talk about it, honestly, and respect you and let you talk your mind here on Wine and Cheese. Or maybe you want to do it on Heart Talk. I don't know. I don't bring people or guests on beginnings.
Or on beginnings.
I could do that.
They could talk there.
And we can do it, but it's respectful, and we want actually cogent
Real
words
people.
and
Real
understanding
people.
that have a real understanding of the problem and disagree about a real issue.
We don't want
I it to
government
be-
agents. We want real.
Now you brought them
honest
all here.
people.
You just told them now they're going to look.
They're already gonna look for us. We don't want them. We want real, natural people. That's who we're reaching out to. Those government people, they're always gonna be there, but we want the real people. That's
We
who
want
we're
somebody
talking
like
to.
the mom who doesn't have a husband, who's got that child, wants to come and say hello about what you see and know about government or YNG
Or whatever.
and how you view your life and what we're talking about. We invite you to join us here on Wine and Cheese or Heart Talk. Or on beginnings, it's going to be a very limited amount of people. I'm very strict on who I would let on there. It's my own personal show.
Oh wow, I feel privileged.
And
Because
he's gonna-
I've been on it.
Of course, how could I leave you out? You're my boss. You
No, I'm
never
not.
diss the boss. Anyway, he's my producer and boss.
I'm not his boss because he's my elder, and I respect my elders, and they have more wisdom than me. They live longer than me. They know more things than me. So
Theoretically, I try to share what I've learned, and it's only based on the fact that I've made the same mistakes he might make or hasn't made yet.
which
and
I
I'm
can learn
trying to
from,
prevent.
and I can learn
So,
from those.
in other words, an
before I make
experienced
them,
person is somebody who's made all those mistakes you haven't made.
and we'll
Listen to
share
it.
them with a younger person.
And I'll even tell you about some mistakes I made with girls,
All you have to do is
wine,
listen.
women, and song.
Just be willing to listen to the
Even
elder.
if you're a thug and you're a gangster, I can talk to you. Been there. I've ran a bunch of stuff, and I did stuff before you were born. And no, I won't go into that and tell all my woes. It'd have to be personal.
That would be a long,
face to
long
face.
story. I think. That'd be a
Oh,
long
it'd be a scary
segment.
story.
I don't know if YouTube will let us make a segment that long since they cut me down.
But we're going to welcome you to Wine and Cheese, and
We
this
are.
is what we do here: is we talk about anything, everything, and we let it just flow and go. And flow, we like progressive. So we'll invite you with Wine and Cheese too. So Flo, if you're ever in the progressive area and you want to talk about progressive insurance, and call and click today, bring your wine and your time and your young, intelligent self here. You're young because you're younger than I am, and you look so good. And well, you're a wonderful person. You do a good job on that. So join us on Wine and Cheese, and we can talk progressively. Call or click today with Wine and Cheese. How did I get into that? We'll go to San Luis Obispo, and I'm going to visit a good friend of mine. I'm not going to mention her name because privacy. But she lives there, and she's a good friend, and has always been a good heart to me. And I'm going to let her heart talk about psychiatry, her experiences. It could be another good thing to talk about on Heart Talk with Greg Fernandez and Walter Bradley. And to Chloe at the mall, I really respected that. That was really good. You sold me a shirt. I spent a bunch of money for it because I really liked it. And because you're such a good conversationist, is that a word? Conversationist. Conversationist. Well, if it isn't, let's make a new one. And you were such a good conversationalist that I really liked you and really thought, you'd be good to have on the show talking about what it's like to work in Lucky's store. And I had my blue Lucky shirt. And you know what? You sold me that shirt, and one of the ladies at work said, that color fits you. That looks so nice. And Lucky's in, can I say the place in Dublin, Pleasanton? Go to the Lucky store. Chloe, go to Chloe. She'll sell it well and do it well. And if you're a woman, the guys will be going, yeah, that looks good on you. And to the women, for the guys, yeah, that looks good. Because she just has the style down there. So visit Chloe at Lucky's there at the Stone Ridge Mall. And Chloe, as we say, he doesn't have any wine, but he'll clear the last drop for you. Thank you, Chloe.
Absolutely.